Yeah, so I'm all cleaned up. Went and ate with the family, and now I'm back. And of course, in order to get the car out of the garage, I have to get the RX-7 out of the way. Turn this on, warm it up, park it over there, and yeah, take this bitch for a test drive. Warm this up, move it over there, come back and get the RX-8 started, then take it on its first drive. Clutch engagement is definitely much different than before. Yeah, so the clutch is extremely stiff compared to the way it was before. Like, push the clutch in, it's just really hard. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to get used to it, as you just saw. But that's the whole point of the test drive, is to get a feel for the car and see how it runs and drives. But you know, on the bright side, at least the clutch engages and disengages as it's supposed to, and whatever. It's just a lot different than I'm used to, so I'm gonna have to really get used to it. I'm gonna get over here. So what I've been told is that, you know, it's really only hard once you once you're starting and like first from a stop. But once you actually get going, then it's just fine. Shifting should be just fine. And it kind of feels like that now. I'm about all the way warmed up, so should be fine. I'm not gonna like romp on it and take the 9,000 or anything like that. I might just go up, get on the highway, and just accelerate as I normally would as a civilized human being and stuff like that. But hood rat shit will be later. That I can promise you. And the car's still relearning fuel trims and everything too, so there's that. God damn. Oh no. Okay. It's not terrible shifting. I'm sure I gotta get used to that clutch pedal feel. I feel like I'm driving a completely different car though. Wait, is this turn light? Yes it is. God. That was bad. Yeah, the clutch line, or the clutch in the RX-7 is nowhere near this stiff. Before, that was like, I'd say twice as stiff as the RX-8 it's always been. But now it's like 3 times stiffer than the RX-7. And of course, once I get over how stiff the clutch is, then I can start focusing more on where my clutch bite point is. Because of course I can't always drive like that. That's just fucking terrible. Okay, getting on the highway. Alright, that was a little smoother. Alright, shifting through multiple gears seems to be a lot smoother. even to think about engine braking yet. Oh, by the way, this is my very first time not only driving with a brand new clutch and pressure plate, but also lightweight flywheel and a rotary. So that should explain why I'm so sketchy right now with this. Like, it feels like I just learned how to drive manual a couple days ago, and I'm still trying to get the hang of it. That's what it feels like right now. But as hard as the clutch is, I mean, I have a lot more confidence in it now. You know, I don't have any doubts in it whatsoever. With the way it was before, of course, with the old, nasty, dirty brake fluid, it was just sketchy for most of the time. I mean, I got used to it, I adapted, and of course I'll adapt to this, but I mean, I adapted to it too much, and I ended up paying for it down the line. Yeah, as soon as I come back from Texas, I'm getting Mazda Edit and, you know, tuning this shit out, because there's been a couple instances where the car's died at idle because of that idling issue. Some people also said it could be a neutral safety switch. I just looked up on the forums, and that seems to be what usually causes the issue. It's definitely nice to be driving this again. The other thing I think it might be is it's a high mileage engine trying to idle at 750 RPM, which is what it is pretty much stock across the board in most rotary Mazdas. But let's see, in the SA, and what I kind of noticed in this is once it gets up to about 1,000 RPM, like where it idle surges a little bit, there's no more shakiness, there's no more, you know, it just feels a lot better. It doesn't seem to have any issues when it's idling at 1,000 RPM or higher than that. So when I retune it with Mazda Edit, I'm gonna get it up to 1,000 RPM minimum, and you know, I'll just some things with the ignition, and of course tune out all the check engine lights, because the next time I turn this car on, it's gonna pop up with a check engine light for the front O2 sensor, and you know, no more air pump and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, that's the first test drive after getting the RX-8 back together, and you know, again, my first time driving with a lightweight flywheel on a rotary, plus a brand new clutch and pressure plate. Between all my cars, I've never driven one with a brand new any of those. Just old used shit. The one I put in the SA before I went down to Texas with the 12A, that was just a used one that was laying around. Same with the pressure plate, it came off the Killer B. And yeah, anyway, interesting experience. I will never forget that, and I will definitely practice a lot more on my daily commutes, and should get a lot better. And then yeah, once I get the hang of it a little bit more, then we'll go do some hood rat shit on the highway in Mexico. All right, see ya.